Hello and welcome to 40 Minutes, episode 12, 13,
Whatever.
14. I'm the same person I was last week. I'm Matthew.
I'm still Nick.
I thought I was Matthew this week.
I mean, who? If you're me, then who am I? Am I Josh now?
You don't have to be.
I mean, maybe for a day. At least for a day. Well, I have news. While John is frozen, I think, in time. I have news. Last week, I said I had my driver's exam, and lo and behold, I passed with flying colors. There was no deaths involved. Everything was good, and I think you, Nick and Josh, I think you'll be interested in this little story. So, due to the coronavirus, I'm sure when both of you took your driver's tests, your road test at least, the instructor sat in the car with you, and you had to do the course however they tell you to do it. Well, in this
Right.
case, the instructor did not get in the car, so I had to make a do all the lights, show that I know where everything is, make a left turn, parallel park, and then make a U-turn, drive up, make a right. Josh, it's the Goodwill, the new Goodwill store next to that like old Chinese buffet. You know where the DMV is in South Philly?
Yeah, I've been.
Yeah, so I have to just make a right over there and then put my car in park. That's all I had to do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the road test was a piece of cake.
They just stood outside and watched you do all that.
Yeah, and she didn't even really watch me make that right turn and pull in front of the store. So the road test was a piece of cake, and I passed. So now the 1940s are fully functioning driving band, and hopefully when this all the world reopens, one of the four of us will be driving to a town near you.
If the world reopens.
If the
It's seeming
world-
like this is the new reality.
Oh yeah, dude,
Fun.
Florida's crazy.
It looks like we got new members down there. We got Goop and Jerkoff.
Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop. I forgot about that. Jerk Chuchoff.
No, well, my nickname is Chooch, but my real name is Jerk Off.
Not jerk off, jerk off.
But
It's almost Russian.
I was talking to a band from Florida today. They heard our music, liked it, and then sent me a link to theirs, and it was pretty cool. It was kind of punky.
I hope they didn't ask us to play a show with them.
No, but I said, if you come up here when this is over, we'll play a show. And they were like, but the whole point is to do, even the way he texted and messaged was fucking crazy. It was like, yo, like my fucking Facebook, and I'm crazy as shit, and like it was just so weird. But he was cool. It was friendly. It was nice. He was very complimentary of us. But yeah,
Very aggressive.
They're wild in Florida. We got a song called Florida, everybody, by the way.
Don't go there right now, but listen to the song.
I've only been to
Go there in
Florida
your
once. Me and Matthew have been to Florida once.
That's a lie. It's a lie. That's totally. Well, me and you together have been.
Oh, yeah. You and Josh went together too.
Do you see what he tries to do in this band? He tries to erase the rest of our experiences.
I don't trust any of y'all.
But
Yeah, when we went, there wasn't a global pandemic.
No, but when I went, 9/11 happened.
Ooh.
And all the obviously it was terrible. It was a tragedy. And it was an act of terror and all that, but they shut down Disney World for that day, and we couldn't go. We were afraid that it wasn't safe, so we had to go the next day.
Terrorism.
It's pretty scary, yeah.
And I was doing. I had a math. I remember I had math class I had to work on because it was during the beginning of the school year. They didn't want me to fall behind.
You did math homework on a Florida trip to Disney?
Well, I was supposed to. I didn't actually.
You're very committed student.
Rockstar. I got a question for Josh. Did you actually watch this show, Goop?
No, not at all.
Did you?
I was
Nick?
actually
I
like
only
somewhat
host it.
intrigued. Oh, oh, you're, oh yeah, you're Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop.
No, I
An
haven't
honor.
seen it. Why?
I
Why?
think I heard.
I was just
half
wondering
of it-
what possessed you to make that your name.
I think half of it's
Uh,
pseudoscience, right?
I think most of it is. John put his name as
Yeah.
something else. I think it was a female actress, and I was trying to find someone either funny or obscure.
Success.
You know, she had her vagina candle from that.
Yes, I didn't know the name of it because it was going to be my original what I was advertising.
Well, let's see. Now in my Google history, it's going to be Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candle.
Damn it, you're going to beat me to it.
That's because I voice searched it.
Ooh.
It's on Goop.com. It's This Smells Like My Vagina candle, and it's a $75 candle. This is the description. With a funny, gorgeous, sexy, and beautifully unexpected scent. That's actually when John's in a store. That's how he advertises himself. With an
Those are all
unexpected-
words I wouldn't use to describe such a thing, but
just
I'm
the
curious
unexpected
now.
scent.
Well, I guess that's true.
So the past couple of weeks, I've been bouncing back and forth between jobs because of COVID, NASCAR driver, tennis player, wildlife extraordinaire. But I'm actually returning to my normal day-to-day in a science museum. And we'll see. We got 300 people in there. But the reason I'm bringing this up is Nick actually just did a video on, I guess you and your wife did a video on the stresses of the work week.
Ooh, yes.
So,
Yes, we did.
what is there any advice you can share to people that are starting to actually go back to work in your findings?
Yeah, I guess if you're used to being off for what, like 2-3 months now, getting back into, I guess, a quote unquote normal routine of the 9 to 5, it could be a little scary, like John's face. But I would,
That's scary. Well,
I would take it slow, and hopefully, not just you, but everyone has taken this time off and time away from everybody to kind of, I don't know, reassess yourself and see who you are deep down and what you really want and what really makes you happy. So I would just overanalyze that and
That's very
hopefully
philosophical.
make good decisions, because work isn't everything.
Well, during this pandemic, I've gotten my license. Nick, you gave the old thumbs up. I think that means you did a good job.
Yeah. Cynthia said shameless plug because you brought up the YouTube video.
Yeah. No, we gotta support each other. We pay attention. But I got my my license. I'm very adult now. I order checks.
Oh wow.
I can write checks now. So
You're
that's
very
what I've
adult in the
done
1980s.
during this pandemic. I've just become more of an adult, and it's sad. But I've slept a whole lot. I'm actually excited to go back though, because when you're off for such a long time, you just kind of, after a while, you just kind of, it's easy to get into a funk.
Yeah.
But it's also easy to get into a funk when you're working too, because a lot of times it's the same shit every single day. That's why music is so important.
It could be a different kind of funk. You can listen to funk music.
John is
Speaking
Bobbert.
of funk,
Who are you, John?
I'm Bobbert the Noble, the famous actor.
I don't.
Speaking of Bobbert the Noble, Nightbirds is out everywhere, everybody.
Another shameless plug.
Yeah, he produced it.
We made that ourselves. We did a lot of stuff to it, and then we put it out for national consumption.
Consume, everybody, consume, please.
Please consume. It really does give us some extra money when none of us have jobs. Please, sir. Please listen to Nightbirds. That wasn't bad.
Yeah, that wasn't the worst accent
No,
I've
that
heard
was
you
good.
do.
You're
Usually
doing
I
good.
can't do accents.
What's wrong? Are you okay? That
Right.
must mean there's something wrong today. If you could do a British accent.
I feel pretty good. It's just hot, and everyone gets on my nerves when it's really hot and humid, which is like a normal thing.
You said there was a lot of jerk-offs out there today.
Yeah, everybody was a piece of shit that was out driving, including me.
At least you're honest.
Way to
Yeah.
blend in.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, I was very upset. Half the time I didn't have a shirt on, and I only had one shoe on.
Did you steal a car?
Nah,
Where did you go?
I had to fucking run a bunch of errands for my mother, and then we went to go see our dad, and then and then I went to Tiffany's. I went to my girlfriend's work, and then I fucking wanted to fucking just crash into people because they were annoying. It was the whole thing. What are you gonna do?
Are we having a mini crisis tonight on our podcast?
Maybe.
How can we help?
Yeah, how
We're
can
here
we
for
help?
you.
Yous can't do nothing about it, but the viewers, they want to help. They can go check out Nightbirds
Whoa, what a segue!
and Apple Music,
Whoa!
everywhere else.
The master
Come
of
full
segues.
Oh! Wow. I can't wait. You know what that makes me want to do? It makes me want to go watch 90 Day Fiancé when we're done recording this. That's what that makes me want to do.
I got my foot. Speaking of segues, I got my foot ran over by a Segway that Justin Bieber was riding.
Oh, here we go again. I guess the story
Yeah.
hasn't been on the podcast. Do tell. How did this happen?
So I'm walking into work. I got a brand new phone. It wasn't this phone. It was like 2 phones ago, or maybe a phone ago, whatever.
That's a good way to describe time.
Yeah.
Oh, she's from like 2 phones ago.
So I'm walking down the ramp at Wells Fargo Center where I work, or where I guess I used to work. I don't even know anymore. And I'm walking down the steps, and the whole basement's blacked out. The whole underneath of the arena is blacked out. And I'm fucking mad. And I'm walking, but I'm looking at my phone because I am a jerk off. And I got really big. I got big feet, and my shoes were even bigger than my feet are anyway. They were size 15s. They were like clown shoes. So the tip of my foot gets ran over while I'm like half walking. Half you kind of got to go. You got to kind of shimmy sideways just a little bit because there's like a lot of people moving parts for the stage back and forth and stuff like that. So you don't have a huge walkway. So I'm shimmying. I'm looking at my phone, and the tip of my foot. Thank God my actual toes weren't there. The tip of my foot gets ran over, and I'm now just in a whole state of anger because I thought it was one of the trash guys with the big. You know how the big trash cans have the big 4 wheels? You could pull them.
They're like moving dumpsters almost.
Yeah, I thought it was that because I'm so oblivious right now. I look up and I'm ready to scream, and then it's Justin Bieber riding a Segway down the. I guess that's what it's called, a Segway, down the underneath of the tunnel. And then I found out later he wanted the whole arena blacked out because his eyes were hurting that day, or he had a headache or something. So the whole underneath of the arena was dark, pitch dark.
Well, you know what, John? When we're as famous as Justin Bieber, I feel like you're going to be demanding the same thing. I need to ride my Segway, and I need to have the arena blacked out.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be fucking late. I ain't gonna be there by the time. I'll be there.
We'll be lucky by like
gotta
the
go
11th song if you're on stage.
Yeah.
That's why we're gonna have a fake John for every.
You have to
show.
do Zombie like 8 times, then I'll be there.
I mean, I'm gonna have to sing some of them. I'm gonna have to Noel Gallagher it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm like Liam, but not mean. Or Asmin.
You're just aloof.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Justin Bieber, Bobbert the Noble raised his hand.
I did it by accident.
You raised your hand. You may speak. What's on your mind? Do you have a question?
I don't know.
Hey, did we talk about Ben Affleck being Batman again? Did that happen? That happened since our last podcast, didn't it?
You mentioned Michael Keaton last episode.
Now it's Ben Affleck. They're all coming back.
Everybody wants to be Batman. Everybody needs a job because of the
They're all
damn
coming
quarantine.
back. I figured Nick's been eyeing this stuff up a little bit.
Man, I see it all. I wait until like it's actually like in front of me before I believe anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
What I heard was if like the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League really takes off on HBO Max, then there's a possibility that Zack could take the continuity in whatever direction he wanted to, and Ben Affleck will return. But who the hell knows?
I like Ben Affleck as Batman.
He was badass. I was surprised. Pleasantly surprised.
Speaking of the Batman universe, everybody, big news. Josh has just signed on as Dick Grayson. Josh will be the new Robin.
Wow!
I could totally see it. So proud of you.
That's
love
why, if you've noticed, he's been practicing his gymnastics.
Who's the other Robin?
Josh Stevenson.
No, the other one.
Ooh, that's a good question.
There's like 5 in the comic books.
Yeah.
Was there like a Tim Drake? Am I confusing multiple people?
Tim Drake. There was Jason Todd.
Who's the one that turned out to be? Isn't there one that's like half Bruce Wayne's son, but he had a different name for some reason?
There's so many continuities.
Yeah, that's Damian Wayne.
Damian Wayne.
Son.
That was the one I was thinking of.
Damian, yeah.
I never heard of that one.
Is he also the one that became Nightwing in certain storylines?
No, that was Dick Grayson.
Okay. I can't keep them all straight. There's too many.
I feel like in this band, I think everyone would think I'd be the most likely to be a supervillain, but I think I'd actually be a hero, and Nick would be a supervillain.
Ooh.
Because you would never suspect Nick.
I think Nick would make a good villain.
Such a twist, yeah.
But what would your backstory be? You'd have to have a. It can't just be some like
mine
he had a chemical.
Or Nick's.
Yours or Nick's. Like, it can't just be something like, he had a chemical accident that made him go crazy. Like,
no, he was in a sucker band and they were holding him back. So he was like, "After this, I'm going to destroy the world and all of music."
That's your whole goal, is to destroy music.
Yeah.
One drum kit at a time.
You villainous.
Is that what you're doing in our band right now? We don't know it.
Taking us down from the inside. Good plan.
I'm going to start by sabotaging our song versus song bracket and just vote for the the worst songs.
Well, that's what it seemed like. Is it time for that yet?
If you want to, we could go in early if you want. I mean, that was a very natural transition.
I haven't been.
We're gonna have time after to talk. We usually end with it. But
that's what it seemed like happened this week.
Let's just roll with it.
That's what it seemed like it happened this week with the fan vote for our first Song v Song.
Absolutely shocking.
Oh.
All the Small Things by Blink-182 versus Something by the Beatles. So first off, let's explain what we're doing. Song versus Song is our college basketball bracket where we pin songs that are similar to each other for whatever reason against each other, and we're going to narrow it down until it's the championship rounds. Right now we're in the second round, and today we're doing All the Small Things by Blink-182, or we're starting off with All the Small Things by Blink-182 versus Something by the Beatles. So I guess I'll go first because it's pretty obvious what I'm going to pick. Something by the Beatles. It's clearly a better song. It's a bit more serious, so if you're not in a serious mood, maybe you might not want to, or in a loving mood or whatever, you might not want to listen to it over all these over All the Small Things. But if you're just going by what's a better song, it's not even close. They're not even. The only reason they're versing each other is because that's just the way brackets work. Sometimes, sometimes a low seed surprises people, and then they have to play the 1 seed. And yeah, Something All the Way by the Beatles. I didn't even have to listen to the 2, and I love All the Small Things. I think I voted for it the first round, but it's not even close. Something by the Beatles.
Well, I'll go next just to because I don't think there's going to be any surprise what my vote's going to be. I'm also going to go with Something by the Beatles. I do think All the Small Things is probably top 5 pop punk singles of all time. At least in popularity, you can't argue that. It is extremely popular, and it's really catchy and it's a really fun song. I just think Something is just phenomenal. I think Something goes a little bit further than just being a single or being a commercial song. I think there's some actual, there's some real depth to it lyrically, emotionally, and so that's why I'm going with that. And it's just, I just listened to the 2, and I think Something's a better song.
I'll go next. I'm not going to disagree with any point said. I completely agree with every point said. Something is definitely the better song, no doubt. However, I'm going to do what apparently Game of Thrones did for last season. I'm going to subvert expectations. And I'm going to vote All the Small Things. If you want a quick sub 3-minute song, All the Small Things has got you. It's all up to you, Nick.
Oh, man. Well, you killed all my song versus song dreams last week, so I'm making a bold statement, and I'm saying Something by the Beatles wins this whole damn thing. So I'm going to go with Something. Sorry, Josh.
This far out, that's your dark horse?
It is, yeah.
I don't know
Guess
if it's a dark
what?
horse.
I don't see how he's wrong. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be tough, but
Well, let's get into the fan vote.
yeah. So
I have the
real
fan
fast,
vote on my phone right now.
Before we get into the fan vote, let's just say Something moves on
Something moves on.
because it's 3-1. It's really 4-0. Josh is just being funny. All right.
So I don't know exactly how many votes. John, do you know how many votes exactly there was?
Probably 18.
All the Small Things wins every single vote, 100%. Something didn't get one vote. I have it right here. You can't really see it because it's all washed out, but
Now,
shocked.
just to reference, some of the votes weren't our followers, so some of the votes could just be being clicked on because of a hashtag.
That's possible. But something didn't get
Oh.
one. Something didn't get one vote.
Yeah, but like
Our
some of our
followers
fans,
like the cheesy songs, the watered down crap. That's what I'm picking up from this whole competition.
so weird, and a couple of just to name a few or bands that I can at least remember. Sex with Roller Coasters, who we've played with before. I really like their music. Respect them as a band. They voted for All the Small Things, which is couldn't believe it. Big shocker. But
I mean, their name is Sex with Roller Coasters, though. So
that is true.
I can believe it, I feel
I
like.
can believe it.
Lullaby in A is a great song. But all right.
All right, next little. I think this one, to me, actually was a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'll
Josh,
start
go
us.
first.
I'll
Matthew,
start us
go
off. We
first.
didn't even announce the song, so I'll start us off.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
Comfortably Numb versus the Sparrow. So this week, for these two, they're both kind of similar songs, in the sense of like their length, and I feel like the bands are like I think they're a little bit closer together than I don't know. They just kind of the bands remind. So whatever. So actually, the Sparrow is now on my running playlist. So like every now and then I listen to like 2 or 3 minutes of the song while I'm running, just because sometimes I like that kind of music when I run. So I've actually been listening to that more than just the one time I listened to it on our original challenge. I have to say I like the Sparrow a lot more than I initially would have thought that I would, but I had to give it to Comfortably Numb just because, I mean, the first time I heard that song, I didn't believe it even existed. I was like, what the hell is this? This is crazy. That song is mind-blowing on every listen, I feel. And I just discover new things about it every time I listen to it.
Mhm.
So I'm going to go with Comfortably Numb here. But I have to give the Sparrow respect. Because it is a real piece of music, for sure.
Do you want to go next, Nick?
Sure. So you all probably figured out that I'm going to vote for the Sparrow because it was the whole album that it's on was a contender to be a Knicks pick, but for whatever reason I didn't do it, and I think I didn't do it. I don't know. Mastodon's a little heavier, and let's face it, heavy metal music isn't as popular as it was at one time. But I think, and I love Comfortably Numb. I voted for it in the previous round, but I think Mastodon says more in that one line of lyrics than Comfortably Numb does in the whole song. Honestly, and Comfortably Numb is definitely not my favorite Pink Floyd song. I think they have better songs. Not to take away from that, but I just got to go with the Sparrow. But I understand Comfortably Numb being what it is.
All right, I'm gonna go next because Dick Grayson goes last.
I got DNA from Atlantis. That's her new name.
Yeah,
Did
well,
you
I
kiss Jason
do.
Momoa?
I really do. But so the Sparrow, I really liked a whole bunch. Didn't think I would like either of them, but I really liked both of the songs from that first round. It was two really great, more great Knicks picks. So all Knicks picks has been great so far, but
Happy to.
the Sparrow musically kind of reminds me of like one of those really lengthy Cure songs,
That's a nice comparison.
and
I
I
never thought
love
of
that because I taught myself how to play guitar by listening to all those lengthy Cure songs and just going over it a
He
million
did.
times.
He definitely did.
But
Lengthy.
Comfortably Numb, the backstory, it was written in Philly because a doctor, he didn't feel good, so a doctor handed him a pill, and he ended up tripping while he was on stage in Philadelphia, and then that's how he wrote Comfortably Numb. Besides that, the guitar solo is probably top 3 best guitar solos ever, maybe number 1. The words are really cool, especially if you ever been high and listened to it. It's just you can't even believe that you not that the song exists, you can't believe that you exist. So I got to give it to Comfortably Numb. On nostalgia end, I think it's a better song.
Okay. So what really is going to factor into this for me, The Sparrow is a good song. At the end of the day, I just, no matter what, think Comfortably Numb is a better song. But I'm also not going to listen to it more consistently than like over The Sparrow, just because length. I don't really find myself listening to too many songs of that length. The Sparrow, to me, I can't get over it. It's good, but that's as far as it goes. It's good, not great. It still feels like an amalgamation of like I hear other things in it. It's just okay. It doesn't do everything. Like, it doesn't blow my mind. It's just good. Whereas Comfortably Numb, I still listen to that and it still blows my mind. So it's definitely that for me.
All right, that's a 3-1 for Comfortably Numb. So Comfortably Numb moves on, along with something. So the fan vote for this was also pretty cool. 78% to 22%. 78% of the people voted for the Sparrow. 22% of people voted for Comfortably Numb.
Oh, how
So
many people voted?
John, how many people voted? Same amount? About 18?
Probably about 17 or 18.
Oh, so they do listen.
So yeah, that was interesting. I thought that was fun for sure.
I think what I hear is we're not in touch with our own fan base.
No, not at all.
Oh, John, you have a question? You have something to say? You raised your hand?
Clap your hands.
I think
That's
he's
a
clapping.
clap.
Oh.
Oh, I can do a clap too. Yeah, that's right, motherfucker. So John, what's next week? Do you have next week's up?
Oh, I do have next week's up, and next week is a lot closer then this week. Next week we have Mr. Brightside by The Killers versus Bad Guy by Billie Eilish.
Ooh, that'll be interesting.
And then we have Larger Than Life versus Juicy.
Ooh, this is going to be fun. It's going to be. I like this. The styles are starting to get a little bit different.
But let's real fast. The third round is going to begin with Teenage Dream versus Living on a Prayer, and then Something versus Comfortably Numb.
Wow.
So this is where it starts to get really interesting.
Wow.
And I'm very excited for it. And then the week after that, we have my dark horse birthday song versus Layla. And then Someone I Used to Know versus Boys of Summer.
Ooh, we have some interesting ones that are.
It's getting heated.
We have some interesting ones.
You know what we should do?
Keep watching for song versus song.
Oh,
Next week, song v song.
Song v song.
I really like doing this. We should just keep doing this forever.
Sure.
Maybe we should take breaks in between.
Yeah, like a 6 month hiatus.
We'll have seasons. Yeah, every 6 months. I could live with that. Total change of subject. I just in my brain, in my head, I thought, what does everyone in our band think about tattoos? What do you guys think about tattoos? I don't think anyone. Does anyone in the band have a tattoo? None of us do, I think. Nick, you're the only one that I'm not 100% sure of.
No tattoos.
So, we're not only are we probably the only guys in Philly without tattoos, we're the only
On the East
band.
Coast. The whole East
We're the
Coast.
only probably band in the whole world, unless they're a boy band. Even boy bands have tattoos. We have to be the only rock band in the whole world without not one of us have a tattoo.
We're young. There's still time.
We're so
I'm
I'm not saying
anti-establishment.
I'm against them. I just don't have any.
You know what I was just having this conversation a couple weeks ago, and I don't know if anyone here agrees with me. I don't like big tattoos on calves. You'll see a lot of like hipstery guys and gals walking around, and they'll have these huge tattoos on both calves that are like matching the same tattoo, and they're really pale, and it's just not a look. It's not a look for me.
Zero tats.
Thoughts?
You know, I kind of like the like Malcolm Jenkins had a thing on his arm.
A brand?
that, like,
the brand?
They branded his arm. I like that. It's not really a tattoo, but I think that's really cool. I want to get a maybe on my left, probably my left wrist. I want to get a eventually. I'll wait till we sign our first deal or something. I want to get a Dragon Ball tattooed on my wrist or my forearm, but instead of 4 stars, like the 4-star Dragon Ball, it'll be guitar picks, and it'll say 1940.
That's kind of lit.
I dig it.
Does Nick or Josh, either of you have plans for tattoos maybe in the future?
I heard. I actually was talking about tattoos today with someone. I might steal their idea, shave my head, and tattoo it. Maybe. We'll see.
You gonna tattoo her?
No.
Oh.
What would you
Yeah,
get?
what a like a heel turn Josh would take.
He looks so
Seriously.
evil.
Their exact idea is, if anyone's familiar with the show Avatar: The Last Airbender, I'll get those tattoos.
Ah, that's
Okay.
lit.
Yeah.
I'm completely stealing someone else's idea.
Water, earth,
yeah,
You know what I want to
that's
do?
so cool.
fire,
Since
air.
I'm a huge fan of the Libertines, and they used to have house parties. They would throw house parties, and then just invite people for like $5 to get in, and then they would it'd be like a big concert they put on for their house party guests. And I love that idea, but they were like really like they would do heroin and all, which we wouldn't do that. But maybe like we would just
Don't
get a
rule it
couple
out.
kegs.
Don't rule it out.
We could
Yeah,
get a
slow
couple
down.
kegs.
Yeah, relax.
No, we get a couple kegs of Hurricane, high gravity kegs.
What about vermouth?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to bring that, but people would bring they would have tattoo guns, and they would tattoo the words "the Libertines" on their fans for the fuck of it. So I want one of the Libertines, preferably Pete Daughtry, to tattoo the Libertines somewhere on my body, wherever he wants.
Right over here. Right on your cheek,
Besides
right
my
along your
face.
beard line.
I don't like face tattoos.
Yeah, I'm not into face tats either.
Somewhere Post Malone is very sad.
We're all a bunch of kind of pre-Malones.
Yeah, for sure. You know what? I kind of have respect for Post Malone. I like him.
I like Post
He
Malone.
did a Nirvana cover concert, like quarantine concert in like March, and it was really good. And I was like, good for this guy.
I really like. I like his song "Circles," and
He looks filthy though.
yeah, he does look like a scumbag, but I really like.
Looks filthy. The guy looks filthy.
He has a song called I forget what it's called, but he goes Versace boxes on my dick, and I love that line. And
I feel like that's
right
correct.
right after he goes Bud Light in my piss. He just drinks Bud Light, and he has Versace boxers on.
At the rate Josh is
Ooh.
going, that might be him soon. That might be you soon, Josh. Might have the Versace down already.
But don't
John
drink Bud
Frost.
Light.
You know what? I don't mind Bud Light. I almost said Blood Light. I almost let my true vampiric ways out. No, but I actually like Bud Light. I got a variety pack of Bud Light, and they have all kinds of stuff, and they have like orange, lemon. They have Bud Light lemonade now. It's just getting out of hand.
Delicious.
Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop.
So listen,
What?
we have
What are
Nightbirds out.
What are we listening
everywhere.
to?
Nightbirds out everywhere. We have our Nick's Pick playlist on our Spotify, which is where you
Season
can also
1.
find Nightbirds and Marconi EP and our Christmas songs. Me and Matthew do quarantine concerts every Sunday. If you want to go check out our last one, we did a 4th of July special. We did about an hour. This week, we have a very special show, which we're not going to tell you. It's a surprise. But please tune in every Sunday on our Facebook and Instagram. And then we do this every Tuesday. So grow up, become our fans.
Get a
and,
job.
Yeah,
Get a job.
get a job, even though I don't have one.
And once you get the job, make sure you watch Nick's new video so you know what to do with yourself.
In case you want to quit.
All right, so we're going to – how about we end it before it ends itself for the first time in about 7 episodes?
Let's wave goodbye, everyone.
Nightbirds out everywhere. We love you.
Bye.